Good morning. Just adjusting, just making my adjustments of my. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Tarot Time, everybody. Whew. I think I made it. Well, it's 11:02. All right. I'm 2 minutes late. So, namaste, everybody. And thank you for being here. I see 9 people are already in. So, as always, if anybody new is here that's never been here before, say hi. Introduce yourselves in the comment streams. Let us know where you are calling from or watching from, I guess. So you may see behind me here, because it's Diwali, the Indian Festival of Lights and the New Year. I think it was actually yesterday, either yesterday or today. So I have my lingam and my candle to honor that. Oh, hi, Sarah. You're the first comment. Welcome, everybody. So it's been an interesting week.
Is there something else I can help with?
Goodness. Oh my goodness, Siri is gonna join us today. I didn't even realize that I had Siri on my computer. I wonder if I can turn her off. Sorry, Siri. Yes, the spirits are having fun. They always do that when I'm doing mediumship readings. But this is the first time that's happened doing actually YouTube. So welcome. So let's see who's on. Susan, Teresa, Anne, and Yana. Welcome, everybody. It's early on the West Coast, Yana. Thank you for getting up. So if I'm here a little bit groggy, I am. I had a very late night doing doing readings at an event in Poughkeepsie. Till all hours of the morning. Well, not. I'm exaggerating. I got home around midnight, but anyway, I'm here. So hi, Dana. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Jenna and Karen. All right, so let's get going here. So like I said, a lot's been going on. So everybody can hear me, right? My sound is good and everything. I don't have to bring my mic closer. So hi, Anna, and Skylar. Wow, great. So happy to see everybody this morning, and it's a nice chilly morning here in the Catskills. So it's been an eventful week, of course. And some of the predictions that I made last week. I mean, when I do my tarot time, I'm really, talking about the trends and how it's affecting us. Like, I'm not one of those psychics that's gonna, say, well, on November the 30th, this event's gonna happen in this country. I mean, I wish I could do that, but tarot's a really amazing tool because it's really like the book of life. So every situation that can possibly happen in life is actually depicted somewhere in the tarot cards. They're divided into major and minor arcana. So the major arcana really more represents like the states of consciousness or the states of being that align with the archetypes. Although that term's sometimes taken out of context, in reference to Jungian psychology. And the minor arcana, the suit cards, the court cards, they're sort of depicting actual events or actual stuff like that. So I just want to say hi to anybody new that's coming in. Sound is good. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. And I always like to do a little bit of a tutorial, a mini tutorial before I actually do the reading for those that study tarot or read tarot or wish to do that. And today I wanted to talk about the swords. I think I talked about the cups last time. So the suit swords, it's the spades and the playing cards, swords and tarot cards. And they represent the mind. The swords are air. And it represents our mind, our thoughts, our perspective. It's also, I believe, the autumn in the direction west. Although I might have to double check that. But I believe even though the swords represent air, which is the element of the east, and the tarot, it represents the direction west and the season autumn. So when a lot of swords come up in a reading, there's a lot of mental activity going on. There's a lot of things that have to be sorted out, things that have to be thought through. Sometimes that'll come up of when there's events over distances and stuff like that, or connections over distances. Sometimes it'll come up if there's challenges and strife also. So in people that read tarot, when swords come up, there's a reputation for things being a little bit difficult in the querent's life, basically. But in its pure sense, it represents air. So it represents the thoughts, the ideas, and patterns and stuff like that. And all the cards are numbered also to some degree or another, except the court cards. And depending on the number, like the Two of Swords might represent things like communication with somebody else, or finding a peaceful resolution in a situation, for example. Whereas the threes are expansion and growth. So the Three of Swords may be some expanding ideas. Sometimes that leads to separations or heartaches, depending on what deck that you're using. But in any event, and we're in the season of the swords now. We're in the autumn season right now. So it's very relevant. So let's do a little reading. And I just, if I'm looking forward, it's because I don't have my glasses on. I'm a little bit nearsighted, so I'm looking at the comments. So I'm mixing my cards up. And I read with the Hanson Roberts deck these days, so you'll see that they're very kind of childlike storybook kind of images that I really enjoy. And the interesting thing about tarot is that the first, I don't know if you would call them written records, or the first known records, came in, from the court of King Ferdinand II in Spain, I believe, if memory serves, from my studies back in the day. And they were prints made by an artist named Bonifacio Bembo as a game, I believe, tarocchi. But later on, scholars observed that this was in the 1500s. So scholars observed that there's very medieval depictions in these prints that this artist made. Yet this was in the Renaissance. So they did a little bit more research, and they found links with the Kabbalah, which is the Jewish book of mysticism, particularly the Tree of Life. And some scholars even believe that there's some biblical images or images that come from some of the scriptures also. So they found that this was like not only a divination tool, but a meditation tool, and a way of seeking higher guidance and higher levels of enlightenment through spirit. So anyway, I'm still mixing cards up as I'm talking. It feels to me, just energetically speaking, it's going to be a busy week. And incidentally, my colleague Armand Diaz and his YouTube channel's Integral Astrology does a very careful weekly forecast based on the planetary movements. So you can catch him late. He usually does his later in the afternoons. You can catch that later, and just put that out there to you guys and to YouTube. This isn't like a business arrangement. I recommend him from the heart, so there's no monetization or anything like that. All right, so let me just clear my mind, because I'm talking a lot, and I want to really tune into the energies now of these cards, and they're just making me feel like I'm ready to pick them. So I'm sort of behind the curtain as I'm doing this. Well, there's no curtain, but anyway, you know what I mean. All right, so your spirit, I'm going to say a little prayer because I feel like it. And it's interesting because I'm getting my Native American guides coming in, because I'm seeing buffaloes as I'm talking. So dear Walking Tonkan, we thank you for our blessings on this day, and another day of life, and another week begins. On this beautiful day of the sun, Sunday, we give thanks for all of our blessings and send our love and prayers out to all the people of this planet that are trying to figure out their way, that are going through lots of challenges, lots of strife, really going through the suit of swords and the tarot and trying to figure out how to move through these times. And we send lots of light, love, and blessings and gratitude. And amen, shalom, namaste, and aloha to my Hawaiian friends. So I'm going to pick 3 cards. And I have my high tech way of showing you the cards that I'm picking. So I will get that up on my high tech screen in just a second. Ta-da! I don't know if I can get the cards and me on in the same shot. Well, you don't need to see me. You've seen me enough, so you can look at the cards here. So it's interesting, the major arcana again. It's states of consciousness, and we're starting off with the Fool, which is the Fool's journey, which is basically Spirit asking us, those of us that are spiritually involved, that sort of asking us to really you start on our own personal journeys now. Like a lot of dust is settled, and certainly we are in the midst of. Let me see if this will work better. All right, certainly in the midst of I wish I could keep these more stable for you, but like I said, maybe I need to stand or something. But I like this image of the Fool in this card, because it's kind of like the feeling that I get sort of based on the energy and the other cards that come on. Kind of like we have to be the way showers, and we have to sort of go into a new level. And through this card, I'm seeing a lot about like meditation, starting a practice. I mean, the Fool card has a lot of air vibration or energy connected to it, and again, it just feels like it's really time to just sort of let things go and start on a new journey. So the Fool can indicate a lot of the foolishness that's going on in the world, a lot of changes of ideas. I also get an element of truth with this card, I want to say, kind of giving me the feeling that there may be some news that comes up that's a little bit more forthright than maybe what we're used to seeing in the press these days, I want to say as well. But it's really the beginning of a journey. And I think as a country, as a nation, and as a world community, it's like the beginning of a journey. We're gearing up to, for a new president, assuming that everything holds with the elections and everything like that as well. And it's just showing us like an alignment into a new journey and stuff like that as well. Now, in the middle with the Three of Pentacles reversed, the Three of Pentacles, you can kind of see it's like building. It's more connected to work. Pentacles tend to be connected to things we do on an earthly level, like work, jobs, money, and stuff like that as well. So it represents the earth. And being that it's reversed, I feel like we're being called upon to really kind of examine a lot of stuff, because with the Fool, which represents like thoughts and ideas, and the Three of Pentacles, which is our path, our growth and expansion through our material activities, that obviously things are changing a lot, and it feels to me like we're being kind of called upon to sort of re-examine maybe how we're working or how we're progressing in our careers and in our fields, and to take some of the changes into account. It could also indicate sort of a falling away of some of the old systems, like the old financial systems and stuff like that as well. Now, as I do my tarot, I mean, I do have traditional meanings in my head, but a lot of what I'm saying is sort of what's coming to me. So not all of it's going to be in books. I just wanted to put that out there as well. But I do feel like part of this energy is really about like the different because it's coming down to a state level with coronavirus, and the different mandates that are likely to go, are likely to be put into place. It's already happening in a few states, based on the increasing numbers and stuff like that as well. So we have a beautiful new moon today. And on that note, Heather Estara and I at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be doing some energy work with you. I do an energy transmission, and then Heather does an energy healing. So we're going to do that for the new moon. It was about around 1 this morning or midnight or something like that. So this is new beginnings. We're in a new moon cycle, and it just feels like we're just sort of being called upon to really just let things go now. Like it's time to sort of let things go and really think about how we're going to individually and collectively start to rebuild our society. It's a great awakening. The Fool is the beginning of a cycle. It's the beginning of an awakening. But some of the old ideas just need to kind of to fall away a little bit. It also feels like through this energy that there may be something that comes up with different countries, especially in Europe, trying to more be reunited. I want to say, or united in some of the efforts, to create the changes that they're looking to create and to control the spread of the virus and stuff like that as well. We may hear some news about changes in money or financial structures. This could also indicate another fall of the stock market, although I think it's recovered a little bit now, but this could indicate another fall of that. And then at the end we have the sun card, which is really about like our place in the sun. It's like shiny our light. It's reversed, so it's kind of again giving me the feeling that that we're going to feel the continuation of what's the right word? Maybe governments or suppressing the masses or laying new laws down. So we may feel like a sense of, I don't want to say police state because that's a little bit premature, but I feel like it's trying to tell us to maybe prepare for the possibility that there's going to be some, a little bit more control through the governments. I feel like I'm taking this more at a local than a national level right now. But it seems to me that this week is going to be a little bit of an exhale. Mars just went direct. Mercury went direct about a week or so ago. Mars just went direct like a couple of days ago. So it's basically stationary right now. And again, a lot of this energy makes me feel like those of us that are here today and that are more spiritually aware, really examining like new paths and new possibilities and understanding that everything's changing, and what worked on a financial or professional level 10 or 20 years ago may not necessarily hold as much water right now as well. And it does show that there's a tendency to be a little bit of chaos or difficulties with sorting things out, but that's kind of an ongoing issue. Again, this kind of feels like, compared to the last couple of weeks where we got much more powerful cards, to me this feels like it's a little bit gentler. This is like a good time just to kind of exhale, to decompress, to kind of gather our strength, us as a collective, I want to say, and getting ready, because I think that the following 2 weeks there's going to be a lot in the news, a lot of changes, in perspectives. I want to say it also feels like there may be a little bit of a delay in the whole process of a vaccine for coronavirus, which I know once that's ready to roll out, that's going to be very dicey. So I know that there's been a fair amount of violence in certain pockets of the country. We may again get a little bit of a respite, but we're still really heading into a very charged time and a very charged period. Just sort of tapping into astrology a little bit. There's a lot of energy that's, I think, opposing the country now, astrologically, and then we come into a couple of eclipses starting. I think the last day of November. I think there's an eclipse coming up in a couple of weeks. It's a full moon, so it's a lunar eclipse, and then there's a solar eclipse in middle of December. So again, lots of charged energy. This is our time, because this is telling me to tell you and tell everybody this is time to take care of yourselves. So if you've sort of been in an emotional roller coaster, who hasn't been, this is really a time to kind of maybe take a deep breath. If you exercise or do yoga or stuff like that, and you've been in a little bit of a lull with that, or it's been a little bit hard to get your energy up, because the sun reverse can indicate kind of low energy also. This would be a good time to start. I feel like Spirit's saying to tell everybody to meditate and to do the long, deep breathing. Like I said, the Fool card is air, the Sun card is the sun. um, Pentacles are Earth, threes are Jupiter. So this is all the different alignments that are coming on. And again, there's a lot of growth and expansion, but there's a feel of like a reset button. And I think that's going to be sort of the theme of this week. I feel like between now and Wednesday, things are going to be, not a whole lot coming up, with the news that's different. But I think after Thursday, that there may be a little bit of a bombshell later on in the week, which again may be something indicative of the virus. I was going to say maybe the elections, but I don't think that's going to be so much in the news until maybe the next week or two, where there may be some necessity to look into things, because I don't know about you guys, but something just does not feel right about the whole election process this year. And I am aware that pretty much every year, at least since 2000, there have been some speculation on voter fraud and the imperfection of the system. I do believe that this election, a lot's going to come out, and it's going to really lead to some reforms in the way that we do balloting and voting and stuff like that, or the way votes are counted and stuff like that as well. So I think some stuff is going to come up. I mean, my personal feeling is that Biden will be inaugurated. However, I have to point out that a lot of my astrologer friends looking into the stars and their charts are questioning that. So just based on that, it may not necessarily be written in stone, what's going to happen in January, but these are my feelings. And like I said, in astrology, some people have a different take on it. We're creating it, though. As a collective, we're creating all of this stuff. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So I wanted to see if anybody's asking any questions. Hello, Manson. Hi, Skylar. 11:11. Oh, I missed 11:11. Darn it. Invoking martial law. No, let's not invoke martial law. The thing is that what we want to do is be mindful of possibilities and be prepared for the worst, but hoped for the best. My feeling is that, yes, we may, as we get towards, say, December, especially into January, there may be pockets of the country that may go under a little bit of like a martial law or a police state kind of feeling. But again, we're not invoking this. And as a collective, let's collectively take some long, deep breaths, inhaling love and joy into our hearts and into the heart of the collective, then exhale and releasing the duality, the stress, the agendas of those that run the systems and run the governments, the people that are kind of in charge of things, especially with the money and everything. So anyways, let's see if anybody else had any questions or things to say. Eclipse November 30th and December 14th. Thank you. That's what I thought. All right. So hi, Louisa. I just saw that you popped in as well. So what else? I'm gonna look at these because see if I'm getting any other impressions. Mars is direct, but it's still in its shadow for another 5 or 6 weeks. Another astrologer colleague and friend of mine, who's a numerologist, Sharita Starr, says in this period to stay in your own lane, even though Mars is direct and some of that energy has been lifted a little bit. It's still in a kind of a funny placement, and those rules still apply, is what I'm trying to say. So let me just see if there's anything else I need to say. I feel like Spirit is saying try to have a little bit of fun also, and try to make the most of things, and to those that you care about and that you love, just to make sure that you say that I love you, because we all really need a lot of upliftment right now. I wanted to do also um, a angel card for you before we sign off for the morning. And again, if 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live transmission, and Heather's going to be doing a healing. She does amazing group energy work, and with mine, it's more like an energy activation. So these beings or beings of light or energies come through me. They sort of come through my crown and through my throat chakra into my heart, and I kind of inhale, and then when I exhale, they allow me to kind of funnel it out to everybody that's with me. I didn't even know I could do this until March, so and it's really cool, and I love doing them because I get an amazing healing whenever I do these types of channelings for people. So I'm gonna do a special light for the new moon, and it's going to be on Zoom. So if you want to join and you're not in yet, email us at info@atombetweentheworlds.com. So our email is info@atombetweentheworlds.com. Request the Zoom login information, um, and if you'd like to keep up with our events, request to be on our email list also. So what is our angel message for today? This is the card that wants to come up. It's jumping out at me. Oh, interesting. Because this is Sonia, and this is really about spirit and connecting to spirit or connecting to the other side. And the little caption says, this is one of Doreen Virtue's decks, by the way. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. And maybe one or more of you has had a loss recently or is concerned about a loved one. Certainly, I do tarot readings, obviously, but most people know me as a medium, so that's what I do, most of my work in, and certainly I can validate that. So I do believe the angels are telling us, to call on our spirit guides, call on our spirit loved ones. They're here to help us and here to help us to grow and help us to evolve. So again, I just feel like try to relax, try to ground and center. I feel like they're through the cards, and I'll flash them up once again with my high tech methodologies here. I do feel like this gives me a sense of kind of a cautionary hope. I'll put it that, or being cautiously optimistic, and it kind of gives you the feeling like spirit telling us to really focus on the happiness, to focus on our what's the right word? Our joy, our love, our family, those we care about. Because it does give me the feeling that like I said, it's been a tough couple of weeks with the election, with the spike of coronavirus cases, a lot of censoring, especially on social media like Facebook. So a lot of information or ideas that people want to share, because there's a lot of people that are really into the conspiracies and see something a little bit wrong with this or whatever. You're not seeing them so much on Facebook because they're being censored. So there's a lot of this kind of governments trying to clamp down. I mean, you can look at it one way that false information can be misleading, but then you can look at it in another way that true information could go against a global agenda also. So depending on what your take is, but this is kind of giving me the feeling like just getting a little bit more hopeful, kind of coming out of that really challenged, deep, and kind of dark energy of the elections and everything. So I feel like they're saying, do some self-healing, put the reset button on, decompress, do some deep breathing, and just kind of get ready for the next thing. And I feel like later in the month, especially in December, we may be preparing for some big changes and may involve some restrictions, but I also get the feeling like there's some good news interspersed with that about things. I mean, especially if you're what's the pro vaccines or pro coronavirus vaccine. I feel like there may be a little bit of a delay or setback, but overall, I do think around the beginning of the year that they'll be ready to roll that out for better or for worse. So, anyways, I'm gonna probably get going and let you guys get going also. So I just wanted to check the comments. Name my first daughter. Oh, so maybe that was a message for you, Teresa, that your daughter's just saying hello. At a year and 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, my mother passed 6 years ago today. All right, so we have a couple of people. Hi, Jason. Hey, brother. Thanks for joining us. Um, and that's good. So love and light to everybody. I'm gonna end this. Depending on, it's interesting because some people can see this as a video right away, and then some people won't see it till 12 hours from when I end the meeting, and I don't know how that works, but either way, this will be on my YouTube channel indefinitely until such time as I erase it, if ever. So again, namaste, blessings everybody. Thank you for joining this morning. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. And again, 5 o'clock we do our transmission and meditation, and of course, it is free. So take care. Bye.